For those who don't know, my name is K-Cut.
I'm just hanging out. Yo, I'm just hanging out.
I grew up in New York, and that's basically where the foundation of Main Source started. The members of Main Source was K-Cut, which is myself. There's Sir Scratch and also Large Professor. We started in '89, like trying to put out our own records. My mom was our manager, Sandra McKenzie. She's the one that funded the group and actually did a lot of things to get the group exposed. A lot of things that we're responsible for is Nas, you know what I mean? We did a lot of records outside of Main Source as individual producers. Myself, I work with Queen Latifah, MC Lyte, Big Pun, 702, Ice-T, Shaquille O'Neal, Joe Button, you know what I mean? And the list goes on again, you know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff that, you know, I did outside of, you know, the Main Source.
I'll be the son of mankind, defined by your life of misery. Wonders when and how will God deliver me. Streets exhibits me as lost.
When I moved officially out to Toronto, I was living in the East End, and there was a couple of friends of mine, the twins, Down to Earth, right? They introduced me to Jeff and those guys, and plus I knew Jeff from Citizen Kane that used to come down to New York with Michie Me when he was dancing with Michie Me for the New Music Seminar. So we've always like known each other. So when I officially moved out here to Toronto, we kind of like hooked up through Down to Earth. He saw me doing beats for them and trying to get their group together and stuff like that. So then, you know, I started making joints for them. And then there you got it, you know what I mean? Like K-Cut and Citizen Kane combination. So we just started making like crazy records. The chemistry was good at the time, you know what I mean? So it was just like trying to like really bring people up that had like crazy talent, you know what I mean? Like the same thing what we did in New York when we had like Nas around us and stuff. So I wanted to actually do the same thing, like have my little crew around me and try to bring them up, you know what I mean? While I had the hype at the time.
You know I'm well known like Al Capone, fully blown like Tom Montana.
The inspiration of how we rolled the Big Pun record, I was always a big Janet Jackson fan, and actually I brought that idea to Rashad with the Let's Wait a While, and that was like one of my favorite records. I just used the record and flipped the Whatnot beats under it, and I played it to Rashad, and Rashad was loving it, so we actually submitted it to Pun. And he was feeling it. We did the record for Pun, he spat on it and the whole thing, and they didn't use the record. So unfortunately, you know, he passed away, and Fat Joe called Rashad and said, yo, we want to use that How We Roll record. And it was like, all right, cool. Like, so Rashad called me up, so I went down to Atlanta and did the final touches on the record, and we mixed it and everything like that, and it came out on his album Endangered Species. And those who don't know, Rashad Smith is my cousin. He's responsible for doing records, big records like Doing It, LL Cool J, Busta Rhymes, Woo-Ha, Biggie Smalls, One More Chance, and again, it's a family thing. So like the list goes on, and you know we've done a lot. You know what I mean, as kids, you know, growing up in the industry. You know what I mean, and trying to like make a name for ourselves and make sure that when people, you know, go back in history, they'll say, okay, cool, these guys were linked up together. They did these records. These records was big at one time. You know what I mean, and you know we want to leave the world like letting people know that we were part of something, and we were part of history, and history which is hip-hop culture, you know, as we see today. The way hip-hop is right now, I'm just like at a far distance looking in. You know, my approach is to come back, not as an artist, but as a producer, you know what I mean? And really to capitalize on like the now, and actually to make a statement on the now. you know what I mean? And the now meaning today's music opposed to 90s music, because they say like a lot of producers and a lot of rap artists from the 90s, you know, is dead, you know what I mean? Because right now you have other artists and great artists that are coming up, and people forget about, you know, what happened in the 90s or in the 80s or in the 70s, you know what I mean? So, and the 90s is not too far off from what's happening now, but, you know, it's just a reflection of how great the music was back in the days. So, you know, I'm just trying to like just be from the outside looking in, and where I'm gonna make my mark today. As far as people remembering me, I was definitely a part of a group that created the golden age of hip hop sampling, which you have like the Tribe Called Quest, the De La Soul, Brand Nubians, Leaders of the New School, Black Sheep, and you have Main Source. So I want people to know that we were also in that category, which a lot of people do in other parts of the world, but in Canada they don't know that, you know what I mean? And it's very important that people know, if you're gonna know hip hop, know about hip hop and the culture and who's been in it. What's going on, y'all? This is K-Cuff from the group Main Source. You're watching Retrospectives. Peace.